In Bleach, Thousand-Year Blood War, countless warriors possess ridiculously overpowered abilities. One man controls fire hot enough to erase existence, another can rewrite the future. And Ichigo's favorite technique is still sprinting toward the enemy while screaming their government name. But today, we're following Kisuke Urahara, the shady candy store owner who dresses like a homeless fisherman and possesses enough forbidden knowledge to get permanently banned from Soul Society's group chat. Alongside him are Yoruichi Shihoin, professional assassin and weapon of mass distraction, Grinjao Jaeger Kez, an angry blue cat who solves every problem with aggravated assault, and Askin Nakk, a Quincy whose greatest power is turning basic chemistry into attempted murder. His shrift is D, the death dealing. It allows Askin to calculate the lethal dose of almost any substance inside someone's body and manipulate their resistance to it. In normal human language, if it's inside your body, Askin can potentially make it poisonous. Blood? Poison. Oxygen? Poison. Reshi? Poison. That gas station energy drink you consumed before your exam? Already poison, but Askin can make it worse. Askin previously used this ability to leave Ichigo face down on the ground. Yes, Ichigo Kurosaki, the hybrid offspring of practically every supernatural species, gets folded like unpaid laundry by a man wearing a scarf. Ichigo inherited every bloodline except immunity to plot-required humiliation. Grimjao soon enters the battle, but he isn't fighting to protect Soul Society, save humanity, or prevent reality from collapsing. He's here because Ichigo promised him a rematch. The universe is ending, God is being murdered, and this feral panther is protecting existence because his scheduled fistfight might get cancelled. Grimzai attacks, but Askin poisons him using Gift Ball, which drastically lowers his resistance to a selected substance. The former Sexta Espada drops. Grimzai studied violence for centuries, but Askin defeated him with the pharmacy section of the USMLS. Then Yoruichi Shihoin arrives. Yoruichi is the former commander of the Stealth Force, former head of the Shihoin clan, and one of the fastest fighters in Soul Society. She attacks Askin using Shunko, surrounding herself with lightning and overwhelming him with rapid kicks and punches. At first, Askin can barely follow her, but the death dealing is designed around survival and adaptation. Once Askin experiences enough of a substance, he can increase his resistance to it. The longer Yoruichi attacks with the same spiritual energy, the less effective it becomes. Eventually, Askin adapts to her Reiatsu. Her lightning goes from divine punishment to static electricity, from a cheap blanket. Askin poisons Yoruichi, and she collapses alongside Grinjao. At this point, he has neutralized an Espada, Yoruichi and Ichigo. This man is poisoning fan favorites like he's trying to get assassinated at the next convention. Then Kisuke Urahara enters the battlefield, and Askin immediately becomes cautious, because Grimjao attacks whatever stands in front of him. Yoruichi overwhelms opponents through speed. Kisuke smiles politely, while calculating 17 ways to violate international law using a sandal and some fishing wire. He was once captain of Squad 12, and founded the Soul Reaper Research and Development Institute. He created the Hogoku, and developed countless devices that should have gotten him imprisoned several times over. Technically, he was exiled, but considering his record, that was basically probation. Kisuke attacks with Benihime while carefully studying Askin's reactions, because Kisuke never enters a battle without a plan. If that plan fails, he has another plan, and if that one fails, he reveals that both failures were part of a third plan he prepared 9 years before meeting you. Fighting Kisuke is like playing chess against a man who secretly manufactured the board. Kisuke realizes conventional attacks won't overcome Askin's immunity, so he activates Yoruichi's most unpredictable transformation, Shunryu Kokubyo Senki. Yoruichi becomes surrounded by feline-shaped lightning, while her behavior, movements, and spiritual pressure constantly fluctuate. Her Ryatsu changes dozens of times every second, preventing Askin from calculating one consistent lethal dose. She batters him across the battlefield with enough electricity to restart every dead character in the franchise. Meanwhile, Kisuke watches with the satisfaction of a scientist whose highly unethical experiment has produced excellent data. Kisuke didn't bring a backup plan. He brought Yoruichi's downloadable cat expansion. But Askin survives, because U-Watch's elite Schutzstaffel treat fatal injuries like mild scheduling conflicts. Askin activates his Vollständig and eventually adapts to Yoruichi's changing energy. He defeats her before unleashing Gift Barrier Deluxe, a massive dome in which he controls the lethal dosage of substances throughout the area. Simply existing inside it becomes dangerous. Breathing is now a tactical mistake. Having blood is a liability. Possessing internal organs feels embarrassingly optimistic. Kisuke's poisoned. His vision fails, his body weakens, and Askin tears holes through him with reishi attacks. Askin believes he has finally dismantled every trick. But Kisuke still hasn't revealed his Bankai. Askin poisoned the air, the battlefield, and Kisuke's blood, but forgot that Urahara's most toxic substance is preparation. Kisuke finally says the word fans waited years to hear. Bankai. Behind him appears a colossal woman with braided hair and mannequin-like arms. Kanen Beraki Benihime Aratame. Kisuke's Bankai can restructure anything within its range. It can split objects apart, repair damage, and reconstruct things for an entirely new purpose. Basically, it performs battlefield surgery without anesthesia, consent forms, or functioning hospital administration. Kisuke restructures his damaged eyes and restores his vision. He then modifies his arm, enhancing its strength before rushing Askin and